Good morning, dear students. I hope that things are going good for you. In the last class, we already started with lesson 3, atoms and molecules. All matter is made up of small particles called atoms and molecules. Different kinds of atoms and molecules have different properties due to which different kinds of matter also show different properties. Thus, the properties of matter depend on the properties of atoms and molecules from which it is made. We have discussed that at the end of 18th century, scientists proved experimentally that matter exists in the atomic state and molecular state and tried to understand why they undergo some changes. In this course of time, they have seen the atoms, which can be defined as the smallest particle of matter that takes part in a chemical reaction. When we discuss how big are atoms, we can say that atoms are very small. They are smaller than anything than we can imagine or compare with. We also discuss the properties of atoms, that atom is the smallest particle of matter. All elements are made up of tiny particles called atoms. Atoms are very small in size and cannot be seen through naked eyes. Atoms does not exist in free state in nature, but atoms take part in chemical reaction. The properties of matter depend upon the characteristics of atoms. Atoms are the building block of an element similar to a brick which combine together to make a building. The size of the atom is indicated by its radius, and in ancient time, atoms were considered indivisible. Dalton then came up with the atomic theory, which explained further the properties of the atoms. He said that elements are made up of extremely small particles called atoms. Atoms of a given element are identical in size, mass, and other properties. Atoms of different elements differ in size, mass, and other properties. Atoms cannot be further divided, created, or destroyed. Atoms of different elements combine in simple whole number ratios to form chemical compound. In a chemical reaction, these atoms are separated or rearranged only. The laws of chemical combination actually are the basis of Dalton's atomic theory. These laws of chemical combination are the experimental laws which have been formulated by scientists after performing a large number of experiments involving various types of chemical reactions. These laws led to the idea of atoms and played a significant role in the development of Dalton's atomic theory. These laws of chemical combination are further divided as the law of conservation of mass, the law of constant proportions, the law of multiple proportions. There are other laws also, but in this class, we have to study the first three laws of chemical combination. The first, law of chemical combination, law of conservation of mass. Anthony L. Lavoisier, a French scientist, established the law of conservation of mass. The law of conservation of mass states that mass can neither be created nor destroyed in a chemical reaction. He further said that mass can neither be created nor destroyed in a chemical reaction, and the total mass of reactant is always equals to the total mass of products formed. Now, what are reactants? What are products? Substances before the change of a chemical reaction are reactants. These reactants, after undergoing chemical changes or chemical reactions, when form new substances are known as products. So we can say that on weighing the material before and after the chemical reactions, Antony Leviezer concluded and formulated that matter is neither gained nor lost during a chemical reaction, and this is called the law of conservation of mass or matter. Scientists observed that when matter reacts, it follows certain rule. By carefully studying various examples, the laws were stated in 1800 and they were later called as laws of chemical combination. The first law which we are going to study today, law of conservation of mass, where mass is neither created nor destroyed during a chemical combination of matter or chemical reaction, and the sum of masses of the reactant is always equals to the mass of product. We can see this with a particular example. This example is burning of carbon. Carbon burns in presence of oxygen to form carbon dioxide. If we consider second activity, then we can take some sodium sulfate solution in a conical flask and some barium chloride solution in an ignition tube. Hang the ignition tube in the flask by a thread and put a cork on the flask. If we will find the masses of flask on a balance, then tilt the flask. A chemical reaction takes place and sodium chloride and barium sulfate are formed. We then can find the mass of the flask again. It will be seen that the mass of the reactants and the mass of products remain unchanged. Let us consider in this particular activity, if the sum of masses of reactant is 300.23 gram, then after the change, the mass obtained of product is also 300.23 gram. Activity 3. In this, another chemical substance is being taken, which are sodium sulfate and calcium chloride. After the change, the products formed are calcium sulfate and sodium chloride. If we will take up the masses of the reactant initially for the activity and observe it, note it down to 184.34 gram, then after the change, we see the products also to have the same mass. The mass is 184.34. No change in the mass had been observed in any of these activities. The law of conservation of mass therefore means that in a chemical reaction, the total mass of products formed is equal to the total mass of reactant. There is no change in mass during a chemical reaction. Since there is no gain or loss in mass in a chemical reaction, the mass remains conserved. The term total mass of reactants and products include the solids, liquids, even the gases formed and take part in the reaction. With this, we have seen the law of conservation of mass, the first law of chemical combination. We do have n number of experiments to verify the particular law with various examples and based on the numericals. The numericals also are based on the formula that the total mass of reactant is always equals to the total mass of product formed. we will study and will have a few numericals based on this law. Thank you.